Did you know that nearly 48 million Americans get sick every year from foodborne illnesses, and over 3,000 of them die? Many of them are seniors. According to the CDC, older adults are at much higher risk because their immune systems aren't as strong as they used to be. What's truly alarming is that many of these illnesses start right inside your refrigerator, the very place you trust to keep your food safe. Recent studies show that storing certain foods in the fridge the wrong way can increase your risk of food poisoning, destroy nutrients, and even trigger harmful chemical changes, especially dangerous for seniors. And most people have no idea. If you've been putting certain fruits, vegetables, or pantry staples into the fridge without thinking twice, you might be unknowingly risking your health. In fact, the number one item on this list is more harmful than you think. It loses its nutrition and may even produce toxic compounds when chilled. So stay with us until the end, because what you learn today could protect your health or even save your life. If you're ready, let's get started. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss another health tip made just for you. If you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let me know how I can make better content for you. 3 foods you should never refrigerate. 1. Peanut butter. For many older adults, peanut butter isn't just a snack. It's comfort. A familiar spread from childhood that now, in later years, offers a convenient source of protein and healthy fats. But what if this trusted staple, quietly sitting in your refrigerator, is actually doing more harm than good? It may surprise you, but refrigerating peanut butter, especially for seniors, is a mistake that comes with a hidden cost. When you place peanut butter in the fridge, it undergoes physical changes that seem harmless at first. The oils harden, the texture thickens, it becomes stiff, even unspreadable without force. But for seniors with arthritis, weak grip strength, or reduced hand mobility, this minor inconvenience turns into a daily struggle. The simple act of making a sandwich can become frustrating, even painful. What once brought ease now brings resistance. But texture is only the surface issue. The colder temperature alters the stability of the heart-healthy fats found in peanut butter, particularly the monounsaturated fats that support cholesterol balance and vascular health. When repeatedly moved in and out of cold environments, these fats can begin to degrade, leading to oxidation. And oxidation is no small matter. It means the same peanut butter you're relying on for heart support might now be contributing to increased inflammation, undermining the very organs you're trying to protect. And then there's the price you pay, invisibly but profoundly. Over time, refrigerated peanut butter begins to lose key nutrients, including vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant essential for maintaining brain function and reducing oxidative stress in aging cells. For older adults trying to preserve cognitive clarity and protect memory, this loss isn't trivial. It's a slow erosion of something vital. You might not taste the change. You may not see it. But with every chilled spoonful, you're slowly diminishing one of the few easy, nourishing foods that should be supporting your aging body, not working against it. And if that wasn't enough, consider the emotional toll. Food, especially for seniors, isn't just fuel. It's a ritual, a source of joy, independence, and routine. When that ritual becomes difficult or disappointing because of a hard, bitter spread that no longer comforts the way it should, it chips away at quality of life. The fridge, in this case, doesn't preserve, it robs. The solution is simple yet powerful. Keep your peanut butter in a cool, dry pantry, tightly sealed, away from direct heat or sunlight. It stays creamy, spreadable, and nutritionally intact. Your hands will thank you. so will your heart. But if peanut butter seems harmless and still carries hidden risks, what about another kitchen staple that's even more deceptive? One that can quietly ruin your meals, spread bacteria, and leave your fridge with a smell that signals something far worse. Let's talk about onions. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're with me. Now let's move on to point number 2. 2. Onions. Onions are quiet workhorses in the kitchen. They rarely get the spotlight, yet they form the foundation of so many meals that bring comfort, connection, and warmth, especially for seniors who find deep meaning in home-cooked food. But what many don't realize is that storing onions in the refrigerator slowly breaks down not only their flavor and texture, but potentially your health as well. And by the time you notice, it may already be too late. When you place whole onions into the cold, humid environment of your fridge, something subtle, yet damaging, begins to unfold. Onions, naturally wrapped in a protective papery skin, are designed to thrive in dry, well-ventilated spaces. But the refrigerator strips them of that balance. The moisture creeps in, the layers begin to soften, and the firm, pungent vegetable becomes mushy, musty, and vulnerable to mold. For seniors with sensitive digestive systems or compromised immune function, this isn't just about an off-putting texture. It's about risk. Mold and bacteria, which flourish in damp conditions, can contaminate cut onions, even when stored in containers, introducing invisible microbes that the aging body may no longer have the strength to fight. Then there's the price you pay, and it's far more than a soggy side dish. Onions contain quercetin, a potent anti-inflammatory compound known to reduce joint pain and protect against heart disease. But when stored in the fridge, the breakdown of cellular structure accelerates nutrient loss, especially quercetin and other vital flavonoids. That means the very food that could help relieve arthritis or support your heart is losing its healing power in silence. There's also a hidden emotional cost when familiar foods no longer behave or taste as they should, when your onions taste dull or sour, or worse, leave your refrigerator tainted with an unshakable smell. The trust you once had in your kitchen begins to falter. And in later years, when food is both medicine and memory, even these small disruptions can chip away at peace and confidence. The good news? You can reclaim control. Whole onions belong in a dark, dry basket. Give them air, not cold. Respect their nature, and they'll reward you with flavor and health. But as powerful as onions are when stored properly, they pale in comparison to the next item, a fruit so common, so seemingly harmless, yet so easily ruined by refrigeration that its very nutrients begin to vanish before your eyes. You've likely eaten one today, but did you store it the right way? Let's talk about bananas. 3. Bananas. There's something deeply reassuring about bananas. Soft, sweet, easy to digest. They're often one of the first fruits we eat as children and one of the last we hold on to in later life. For seniors, bananas are more than just a convenient snack. They're a source of energy, potassium, and comfort. But sadly, the simple act of putting a banana in the refrigerator, often done with the best intentions, can quietly strip away everything that makes this fruit so beneficial to aging bodies. At first glance, cold storage may seem harmless. After all, the peel just darkens, right? But what you're seeing is a reaction to cold injury. Bananas are tropical fruits, never designed to tolerate the chill of refrigeration. When exposed to low temperatures, their ripening enzymes shut down, halting the natural conversion of starches to sugars. The result? A banana that stays firm but flavorless. One that looks ripe on the outside, but feels unripe and off on the inside. More than just disappointing to bite into, this transformation robs the banana of key nutrients, particularly dopamine and catechins, antioxidants that help reduce inflammation and protect brain function. For seniors, these compounds are especially important. They support emotional balance, guard against cognitive decline, and fight oxidative stress. But once chilled, their levels diminish quietly, irreversibly. And here's the price you pay. When you refrigerate bananas, you don't just lose flavor or texture, you lose their purpose. A fruit that once supported your nervous system and heart health now becomes a bland, mushy shadow of what it was meant to be. And worse, overripe bananas placed in the fridge can begin to harbor moisture under the skin, leading to mold near the stem. A subtle but serious risk, especially for seniors with compromised immunity. It's not just about nutrients, it's about trust. In these later years, when every meal matters more, and every choice should support strength, clarity, and longevity, even something as familiar as a banana can betray you if misunderstood. The solution is as natural as the fruit itself. Store bananas at room temperature, ideally on a hook or in an open fruit bowl where air can circulate freely. If they ripen too quickly, peel and freeze them for smoothies or baking, but don't let the cold rob them of their value and rob you of their benefits. We've now seen how common mistakes in food storage can quietly erode your well-being. But what about the foods that absolutely must be kept cold, or else become dangerous in ways you'd never expect? Let's turn the page because these next few could truly protect your life. If you're still watching and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're here. Now let's keep going with point number 4. 3 foods you must keep cold or risk dangerous health effects. 1. Cooked meats and leftovers. There's a certain peace that comes with a home-cooked meal. The familiar aroma, the warmth on the plate, the comfort of knowing exactly what's in your food. For many older adults, leftovers aren't just about convenience. They're about maintaining independence in the kitchen, stretching a budget, and holding on to the flavors of home. But that peace can quickly turn into a silent threat if those leftovers, particularly cooked meats, are not immediately and properly refrigerated. What most don't realize is that even after food is cooked, danger doesn't disappear. In fact, it can grow stronger. The moment cooked meat cools on the counter, bacteria like Listeria, Clostridium perfringens, and Salmonella begin to multiply. And for seniors, that multiplication happens against a background of a weakened immune system and slower digestive response. Unlike younger adults who may recover from foodborne illness with a few days of discomfort, older adults can face hospitalization, severe dehydration, and even death. It only takes 2 hours at room temperature for bacteria to reach dangerous levels. And these microbes don't change the color or smell of your food. You won't know they're there until your body pays the price. The deeper danger lies in what these bacteria do once inside you. Food poisoning in seniors often doesn't show up as a sudden stomach upset. Instead, it might manifest as confusion, dizziness, or a subtle fever, signs that are easily mistaken for something else. Left untreated, a simple piece of meat left out too long can trigger systemic inflammation, worsen arthritis, or place added strain on the heart and kidneys, which are already vulnerable in older age. It's not about being fearful, it's about being aware. Proper refrigeration isn't just a matter of taste, it's a matter of protection. A sealed container, a quick transfer to the fridge, and a watchful eye on how long leftovers sit out can be the difference between a nourishing second meal and a trip to the emergency room. And so,
The rule is simple. If you're not eating it now, cool it down and get it into the fridge. Fast. Then mark the date. Most leftovers are safest eaten within 3 to 4 days. Beyond that, even if they look fine, the risk grows too great. But while meat and leftovers demand refrigeration, they aren't the only foods that can turn harmful fast. There's another everyday item, smooth, white, comforting, that spoils more quickly than you might think. And when it does, the damage to your body can run deeper than an upset stomach. Let's talk about dairy. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're with me. Now let's move on to point number 2.
2. Dairy products. There's something timeless about dairy. A glass of milk with breakfast, a slice of cheese with crackers, a spoonful of yogurt to soothe the stomach. These simple comforts, and often rooted in habit, nostalgia, or even childhood memory, remain part of the daily routine for many seniors. But behind their soft texture and creamy flavor lies a quiet truth. Dairy must be kept cold, or the consequences can be serious, even life-threatening. Milk, cheese, yogurt, they're all rich in proteins, healthy fats, calcium, and vitamins like B12 and D, which are especially important as we age. But these same nutrients also make dairy the perfect breeding ground for bacteria when not stored at the right temperature. And for older adults, this risk is amplified. As we age, our stomach acid becomes less acidic, our immune system's less responsive, and our tolerance for bacterial threats significantly reduced. What might cause mild discomfort in a younger person could, for a senior, result in severe foodborne illness, hospitalization, or worse. When dairy products are left out, even for just a few hours, their chemical structure begins to change. Bacteria multiply silently. You can't see them, and sometimes you can't even smell them, but they're there. And they don't just spoil the taste. They can trigger digestive distress, joint flare-ups, and systemic inflammation. For those already managing conditions like arthritis, cardiovascular disease, or irritable bowel issues, contaminated dairy can push the body past its limit. And here is the price you pay when dairy isn't kept cold. Your body may face a cascade of responses it no longer handles well. Dehydration from vomiting or diarrhea, joint pain that lasts for days, fatigue that won't lift. It's not just spoiled food, it's stolen energy, robbed peace, and unnecessary suffering, all because of one simple oversight. Fortunately, the solution is as practical as it is powerful. Refrigerate all dairy immediately after use. Keep your fridge below 40 degrees Celsius, store items in airtight containers, and respect expiration dates. Never gamble with your gut, because recovery takes longer and the setbacks can linger. But what if we told you that not just spoilage, but nutrient loss can sneak in when another essential food isn't kept cold? A food that many seniors rely on for vitamins, minerals, and even cognitive support, yet it wilts quickly and loses its power without proper care. It's not what you'd expect, and that's exactly why it's so often mishandled. Let's talk about leafy greens.
3. Leafy greens. They may look delicate, but leafy greens are nutritional powerhouses, especially for seniors. A handful of spinach in a morning omelet, a crisp salad at lunch, or sautéed kale with dinner. These humble leaves carry essential nutrients that support memory, bone strength, circulation, and even mood. Yet for all their strength, leafy greens are also among the most fragile foods in your kitchen, and failing to keep them cold can mean losing nearly everything they offer. Once harvested, greens begin to break down almost immediately. Unlike hardy root vegetables or shelf-stable pantry items, these leaves rely on cool temperatures to stay alive, in taste, in texture, and in nutrition. Left at room temperature for even a few hours, they begin to wilt. But more importantly, they begin to lose vital compounds like folate, vitamin K, and lutein, nutrients that are especially important for seniors aiming to protect cognitive health, eye function, and cardiovascular resilience. What's worse is that this isn't just about nutrient loss. As the leaves soften and moisture begins to collect, whether on your counter or in a poorly sealed container, they become a welcoming mat for bacterial growth. Spoiled greens are often visually deceiving. A few damp spots or wilted edges may not seem like a concern, but inside those moist creases, harmful pathogens like E. coli and Listeria can flourish, both of which have caused serious outbreaks tied to improperly stored produce. And the price you pay for ignoring proper refrigeration? It's not just a soggy salad. It could be a bacterial infection that causes long-term digestive distress, worsens joint inflammation, or triggers dehydration and weakness, all far more dangerous for an aging body. It's a stolen opportunity to nourish your brain with folate, your bones with calcium-absorbing vitamin K, and your heart with antioxidant protection. It's a quiet loss that no one sees until it's too late. But the solution lies in care and intention. Greens should be stored in the crisper drawer, gently wrapped in a paper towel to absorb excess moisture, and placed in breathable bags or containers. The goal isn't just to make them last longer, it's to preserve the power they carry. Now, as we close this chapter on what to keep cold and what not to, the question becomes even more personal. How much of what we do in our kitchen is out of habit and how much is out of understanding? Because behind every food we store, there's a choice that either strengthens or weakens our aging body. Let's take a closer look at what those small choices really mean. Your fridge, your health, make it work for you. As we've seen today, not everything belongs in the refrigerator. Some foods lose their nutrition, others become breeding grounds for harmful bacteria, and a few may even turn toxic. For seniors, these small decisions in the kitchen are far more than habits. They're choices that directly impact your health, your energy, and your quality of life. It might seem minor to store a banana on the counter instead of in the fridge, or to move your onions to a dry pantry shelf. But when you look at the bigger picture, these simple changes can help you protect your digestive health, reduce inflammation, preserve your immune system, and even help your medications work more effectively. And isn't that what we all want as we age? Not just to live longer, but to live better? One thing I've learned, especially with age, is that our bodies speak in quiet ways. The aches, the fatigue, the upset stomachs, they're not random. They're messages. And often they're connected to what we eat and how we store what we eat. The refrigerator isn't the enemy, but misusing it can quietly undermine your well-being. Now, this isn't about fear. It's about awareness, about taking back control over the little things that actually matter. A kitchen that supports your health doesn't require expensive gadgets or fancy diets. It starts with knowing which foods thrive in the cold and which ones don't. So here's my advice from one senior to another. Reorganize your fridge and pantry this week, not all at once, just a little each day. Label and date your leftovers. Give yourself peace of mind. Keep a short list of foods that should never be refrigerated taped to your fridge door. Make it visible. Simple reminders go a long way. And most importantly, share what you've learned with a neighbor, a friend, your children or grandchildren, because this knowledge isn't just for you. It's a small act of care that could ripple out and help someone else avoid unnecessary illness or discomfort. The truth is, we've all made mistakes in the kitchen. I know I have. But it's never too late to change a habit, to learn something new,
or to take better care of yourself, because your body, your time, and your health are worth protecting. Thank you for spending these moments with me. If you found this helpful, share it with someone you care about. You never know. It could be exactly what they need to hear today. Until next time, take care of your food, and it will take care of you. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.